You ever see a chord you don't know, so you avoid it or replace it with one you do know? I used to do that, until I found out how simple this was. So the song in question today is going to be Something by the Beatles, because you're going to learn 4 different 7th chords. You're going to learn major 7th, dominant 7th, minor 7th, and what the heck is that? If you didn't know what this chord was and you tried to play it or a friend asked you, your brain would just go,
No, nothing.
because you'd probably try to avoid it. I used to. It's so simple. So the way that the song is kind of structured, it's kind of structured where it looks like there's 10 chords, but there's really kind of only like 6. Reason is because when you get to the C, it starts off in C major, and you're actually going to be able to play all 3 of those chords without even leaving the position of C major. And then when you get to the second part of the song, which is in A major, you're going to be able to play those 3 chords without even leaving the position of A major. So what we're going to do is start the song in C, and you can write these chords down so that you can follow along and know what part I'm playing. But C major is C, E, and G. So C, E, and G. C major. Now the reason why this works is because you're repeating C in the C major chord. So you've got C there and you've got C there. So for this to become a major 7th, you have to open up a spot within those 5 strings for another interval, which is going to be B, because B's the 7th and it's a major 7th. And a major 7th is just, 1, 3, 5, it's a major chord with a 7th, and that would be a major 7th. So as you can see, C repeats twice, but we don't really need C to repeat twice. So what we're going to do is, since it does repeat twice, we're actually just going to move the C back, eliminating the second C note from this chord and just making it B. Because when you have chords in guitar theory and you don't need the root to repeat or the 5th to repeat, you just make it something else. So it's literally just going to kind of become something else. So C major, so by eliminating that second C and incorporating the B, we're not even really leaving the position of C major. I mean, if you can see where my hand still is, we're just moving one note. We're moving that C back to a B to make it a major 7th. And then we're going to just move that same note that we just moved back again one more time for C 7th. Because C major 7th has a full 7th. C dominant 7th has a flat 7th. Because anytime you see like C7, if it doesn't say major or minor before the 7, if it just says like D7, A7, C7, it's a dominant 7th, which means it's a major chord with a flat 7th. So all we're really doing here is we're taking that C major 7th and we're lifting our finger up on B, and it's going to become barred for us by our bar, and it's going to become the dominant 7th. So to recap, what we're doing here is we're taking C major, something in the way she moves me like no other lover. So like, just right off the bat, all we're really doing for the first 3 chords of the song is we're moving repeated root to a 7th interval and then to a flat 7th interval. But what we're really doing is we're just moving the note on the 3rd string back 1 each time. And then, no other lover. That's just F, A, and C. If you watch my video on major chords, I explain it thoroughly. You can even play it like this, but for the purposes of this, we're going to play it like this, because if you take your finger off the F, that first F, it goes back to, it's an F-E compound chord. So what we have so far is, see how I did that there? So that's really all you're doing is taking that third note back, and you're creating three different types of seventh chord: major and dominant. From a major, and that's usually how you're going to figure out how chords transform is from a major, because the major chord triad formula is 1 3 5. It's so basic, and it kind of every other kind of chord kind of plays off of it. So what we have so far is something in the way she moves me, it drags me like no other lover. Then we're going to go to D dominant seventh. See, because we already used C dominant seventh, you already know that that is the formation for dominant seventh. So because we already use C dominant seventh here, you already know that if you play that 2 frets up, that it's going to be D dominant seventh. Because when you're playing a chord off the, like the 5th string or the 6th string, like that doesn't change very much. It does with certain chords, but a lot of chords it doesn't. It doesn't change very much. So as long as you know C dominant seventh, D dominant seventh, and what you're going to have so far is something in the way she moves me, it drags me like no other lover, something in the way she moves me. So that's the first part of the song. Very simple if you follow this formula. Because as long as you already know, see at C, we're just moving the 3rd string back. C major 7th, we're moving the 3rd string back and barring it. C dominant 7th, then F. Take your finger off, root note, and then D dominant 7th, G. And I'm just going up to A, B flat for the bass. So that's the first part of the song. Like I said earlier, you're not really leaving the position of C major to make that, to play those chords. You're just going C major 7, C dominant 7, F, lover, D 7th for something the way she moves me, that's G. So for the second part of the song, what you're actually doing is you're playing 3 different chords off of the A minor. So it's going to be A minor, and the chord that we looked at earlier that, your brain doesn't really want to register sometimes. It's called an A minor major 7th, and it's a hybrid chord because it's very strange how it's put together, but you're only changing one note, and again, it's on that 3rd string. So, don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. So I'm going to walk you through that part. So, A minor, A, C, and E. It's basic chord. It's in my 3rd video. And then, so this is called an A minor major. The reason why, and this is so stupid, when you look at it, you're going to be like, that's stupid. It's an A minor with a 7th added to it. Actually, here's the thing. If it was an A minor 7th, it would have a flat 7th. So it would be G. But in this case, it's an A minor major 7th. And the only difference is, because they're both A minor, is that this one has a full 7th instead of a flattened 7th. So it's actually considered an A minor major 7th. So you're going A minor, A minor major 7th by just moving the A on the 3rd string to G sharp, and then A minor 7th, which is, you're moving the G again on the 3rd string, you're moving it back one. So far you've moved from A back to G 2 steps for 3 different chords. And really the only difference is the G sharp in A major minor goes to a G for A minor 7. So I mean, really that's the only difference in this whole thing. And then A minor major 7 with the full 7th interval, A minor 7th with the flattened 7th interval, and that's called a D ninth. I'm not really going to get into ninth chords right now because we're not really doing that. I got about 7 or 8 different kind of chord types I actually want to get into before I even start showing stacked intervals. If you want to, now that you know, we can actually play this song and you can see how simple it really is. And remember, you're always just going to be moving from the C major and the A minor. You're just going to be moving that 3rd string back 1 fret for each of those chords. Slowly in the way she moves, that drags me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. Don't wanna leave her now. You know I believe in how. So it's really easy to learn major 7th, minor 7th. It's really easy to learn 7th chords. If you ever get hung up on like a major minor 7th chord, best advice I can give you for a minor major 7th chord is this. Play the minor 7th chord and then just do your math. If the 7th wasn't flat, what would it be? It would be a minor major 7th chord. It's a really good example of how one note changes a major to a major 7th to a dominant 7th. And that is how you do that. I mean, that is how you play that entire song. It's really not that difficult once you actually figure out the theory of a 7th chord and how to incorporate it into music. And that's going to conclude today's lesson. Until next time, keep rocking.